What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, August 12, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Rihanna and Anne Hathaway are reportedly headed for Ocean's 8. The 28-year-old singer and 33-year-old actress will join previously announced stars Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett in the Ocean's 11 spin-off, according to Deadline. Helen Bonner Carter, Mindy Kaling, and Nora Lum, a.k.a. Aquafina, are also being attached to the project. Carter had confirmed her interest in a June interview with Entertainment Weekly. The actress said, "It's a really good script, but I don't know if I'm going to be in it. But it's a great script, and it's great for women, just hilarious." She also added to the female lead cast, when everyone says, well, most characters in the commercial films can just as easily be played by a woman, well, I can tell you it's true. That's what they've just done with this. Ocean's 8 will be directed by Gary Ross, who directed Seabiscuit and The Hunger Games, with Ocean's 11 helmer Steven Soderbergh as producer. The movie will reportedly center around a heist during the Met Gala. Ross said of the spin-off to Slash film in June, "It's a pretty similar tone. This is very much an extension and a continuation." Ocean's 11 in 2001 is based on the 1960s Rat Pack film of the same name and inspired two movie sequels, Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. The movie, starring George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, and Julia Roberts, and earned $450 million at the box office. Paramount Pictures released Wednesday a minute-long trailer for Tom Cruise's next movie, Jack Reacher: Never Go Back. Directed by Edward Zwick and co-star Kobe Smulders, Elgis Haag, Danica DeRoche, Patrick Husinger, Holt McCanny, and Robert Kepner, the follow-up to 2012's Jack Reacher is set to theatrical theaters on October 21st. It's based on Lee Child's novel by the same name. The official synopsis reads, Jack Reacher returns with his particular brand of justice in the highly anticipated sequel, Jack Reacher: Never Go Back. Major Susan Turner is the Army major who heads Reacher's old investigative unit. She's arrested for treason, and knowing that she is innocent, Reacher must break her out of prison and uncover the truth behind a major government conspiracy in order to clear their names and save their lives. On the run as fugitives from the law, Reacher uncovers a potential secret from his past that could change his life forever. Brad Pitt has courted filmmaker David Fincher to direct Paramount's planned zombie sequel, World War Z 2. According to Variety, Pitt, who is also a producer on the project, has already sat down with Fincher with Paramount to try and convince him to step in the director's chair after original helmer J.A. Bayona dropped out in January. Pitt has met with other directors as well, with the studio still hoping to begin production in early 2017. Fincher is noted by the Hollywood Reporter to be open to the idea despite the 53-year-old unusually skipping out on sequels after his unpleasant experience directing Alien 3 back in 1992. If Fincher joins World War Z 2, it will mark the fourth time he has collaborated with the actor, following Seven, Fight Club, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Fincher last directed 2014's Gone Girl. World War Z is loosely based on the Max Brooks novel of the same name, originally grossing $540 million worldwide when it was released in 2013. Pitt is expected to reprise his role as Jerry Lane in the sequel. Director James Wan is taking charge of the Aquaman ship, steering away from Aquaman's traditionally colorful swimsuits and cartoonish behaviors and turning him into a modern superhero, one who is both light and dark. Wan is tasked with taking Aquaman's colorful underwater world and making it fit into DC Comics' dark and twisty world, which is the same one that houses the Suicide Squad. The director is most famous for films like The Conjuring and Saw, is cautioning that just because Aquaman is dark doesn't mean it's scary. He says, "Here's the thing that people are getting confused. Just because you have scary stories or monsters doesn't mean that it's tonally dark. Look at Guillermo del Toro. He makes monsters all the time, but his stuff is fun. Tim Burton does it as well. It's all about how you do it." Aquaman's monster looks like it's going to be Black Manta, who seeks revenge on Aquaman for killing his father. Black Manta, like Batman, is not a meta-human, but rather draws his powers from his suit, which gives him the ability to withstand the pressure of the ocean and breathe underwater. Fans will get their first look at Aquaman, played by Game of Thrones' Jason Momoa in next year's Justice League film. Other key residents of the underwater Atlantis, Mira, played by Amber Heard, and Vulko, played by Willem Dafoe, will also appear in Justice League. Aquaman is currently scheduled to hit theaters in July 2018. Actor Michael Chernus has signed on to star in Sony and Marvel's upcoming superhero epic Spider-Man Homecoming. According to Deadline, the actor is set to appear as the villainous Mason, aka the Tinkerer, in the film, who in the original comics is a genius-level inventor who creates gadgets out of household items in order to defeat Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland. Chernus is known for his roles in Captain Phillips, Aloha, The Bourne Legacy, and Orange is the New Black. Will be joined fellow unspecified villains portrayed by Logan Marshall Green and Michael Keaton, who is rumored to have been cast as the high-flying Vulture. The star-studded ensemble cast also includes Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, Zendaya as the female lead, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man, Hannibal Buress, Martin Starr, Donald Glover, and Angourie Rice. Directed by John Watts, Spider-Man Homecoming is expected to swing into theaters July 7th, 2017. Paul Feig's Ghostbusters reboot looks like it will fall short of breaking even, leading Sony to reportedly shelve any future plans for a sequel. The studio is looking at a potential loss of $70 million plus on the film, leaving its plans for a live-action franchise potentially off the table, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Though yet to be released in some markets, Ghostbusters has earned just under $180 million worldwide. Studio rep says the calculations is way off, but it's mum on the future of the series. Sony announced in June that it was developing an animated TV series called Ghostbusters Ecto-Force, which is tentatively scheduled for next year. There's also talk of an animated movie that will return the all-male cast. The Sony rep cautioned not to count Ghostbusters out too quickly, with money from multiple revenue streams yet to be tallied. The rep said, with multiple revenue streams, including consumer products, gaming, location-based entertainment, continued international rollout, and huge third-party promotional partnerships that mitigate costs, the bottom line, even before co-financing, is not remotely close to that number. Jackie Chan, Dave Franco, Justin Theroux, Fred Armisen, and Abby Jacobson have joined the voice cast of the LEGO Ninjago Movie, Warner Brothers Pictures announced Thursday. Also contributing their vocal talents to the film will be Olivia Munn, Kamal Nanjiani, Michael Pena, and Zach Woods. Directed by Charlie Bean, it is slated to open in U.S. theaters on September 22nd, 2017. A studio news release said, in this big-screen Ninjago adventure, the battle for Ninjago City calls to action young Lloyd, a.k.a. the Green Ninja, along with his friends, who are all secret warriors and LEGO master builders. Led by Kung Fu Master Wu, as wisecracking as he is wise, they must defeat evil warlord Garmadon, the worst guy ever, who also happens to be Lloyd's dad. Putting mech against mech and father against son, the epic showdown will test this fierce but undisciplined team of modern-day ninjas who must learn to check their egos and pull together to unleash their true power. Jill Wilford, an executive producer of the film and vice president of licensing and entertainment for LEGO Group, said in a statement, "We are thrilled with the star-studded voice cast slated for the LEGO Ninjago movie. Our fans know and love Ninjago characters for their personalities and skills, so it's only fitting that we assemble a diverse and talented cast to bring the world of Ninjago to life on the big screen." Damon will be joining the cast of CW's The Flash for its third season as the villain Mirror Master. Comic Book Resources report that Damon will appear as a member of the villainous Rogues Gallery in the fourth episode of Season 3 in late October or early November. The synopsis reads, one of the Flash's most infamous rogues, Scam Scudder, a.k.a. Mirror Master, is a smooth criminal with a huge ego. Upon discovering he now has the power to travel through any reflective surface, Scudder embarks on a massive crime spree to prove himself the greatest thief that Central City has ever seen. According to TV Line, Mirror Master has a romantic relationship with Golden Gilder, who is portrayed by Peyton List on the CW series. The Flash will return to the CW for its third season on Tuesday, October 4th, when Damon will join fellow newcomer Keanu Lonsdale, who will suit up as Kid Flash. Sarah Paulson is returning to American Horror Story Season 6. The 41-year-old actress confirmed she'll star in the FX anthology series' new season while attending the Television Critics Association Summer Press Tour this week. Paulson joins fellow alums Lady Gaga, Angela Bassett, and Cheyenne Jackson. The actress, who starred in all 5 previous seasons, spoke enthusiastically about the series in the September issue of Glamour. She says, "I just think that I have the greatest job on the planet because American Horror Story is going into its 6th season. I'm playing an entirely different character like nothing I've ever played." She also elaborated by saying, "I'm not going back to a show putting on the same outfit that I've worn for the last 6 years. It's like being reborn every season. From an acting standpoint, nothing can touch that." American Horror Story has yet to announce a theme for Season 6. FX CEO John Landgraf has revealed at the press tour that the show's recent teaser trailers were designed to throw off viewers. He said, "We just thought it'd be fun to keep it a mystery. They went out and made more trailers than you've actually seen for hypothetical seasons. Different genres, different places." Landgraf added, "I think they're really fun and funny and beautiful, artfully made. And a lot of them are accurate, the others are misdirects." Paulson last portrayed addict Sally McKenna in Season 5's American Horror Story Hotel. The actress will return for American Crime Story Season 2 about Hurricane Katrina. Dwayne Johnson has updated fans on his thoughts regarding his Fast 8 rant, in which he referred to a male co-star as being unprofessional. The actor wrote on Instagram Wednesday after thanking his Fast 8 crew and stunt coordinator J.J. Perry, "You guys reading this know how much I believe in the idea of team effort, helping put together a prison scene in the film alongside an on-set video." He continued by says, "That means respecting every person, their time and their value when they step onto my set or my partner with our production company. And like with any team, that's a family, there's going to be conflict." He also added, "Family is going to have differences of opinion and fundamental core beliefs, so any conflict can be a good thing when it's followed by great resolution. I was raised on a healthy conflict and welcomed it. And like any family, we get better from it. At the end of the day, me and #FA co-stars all agreed on the most important thing, delivering an incredible movie to the world." The post comes after Johnson made headlines for slamming an unnamed male co-star on the photo sharing site Monday. He wrote at the time, "My female co-stars are always amazing and I love them. My male co-stars, however, are a different story. Some conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals, while others don't." On Tuesday, reports surfaced that franchise star Vin Diesel was who Johnson was referencing too. The pair also reportedly met on the film's set to hash out their differences. Diesel, seemingly aware of the reports, posted his own response on Instagram Thursday, promising fans that in due time he will explain what happened. He says, "I will tell you everything. Diesel says in a clip after sharing how exhausted he is from filming Fast 8 and how happy he was to see his daughter again. Comedian Leslie Jones has landed in Rio after being invited to help host the Summer Olympics by NBC following the comedian's epic live tweeting on the event. Jones said as part of a series of videos posted to Twitter, "Oh my God, we're in Rio Thursday," featuring herself and personal stylist Brian McFadder as they made their way to Brazil. Decked out in American flag-inspired clothing, all of the Ghostbusters stars' videos featured a custom Snapchat filter which said "Slay all day" underneath a cartoon version of Jones cheering on Team America. Jones said excitedly in another video as she visits a beach across from her hotel, "Across the street from the beach, y'all, where Epicness is about to happen. Look at them rings. The Olympics." Jones was invited to the Olympics by NBC producer Jim Bell on Twitter Sunday after the actress impressed with her enthusiastic live tweeting in which she cheered for Team USA athletes loudly. Bell wrote, to which Jones responded, "You're officially invited to Rio. Want to come?" She responded, "Don't play, cause y'all need me. I would have the whole Olympics pumped." Entertainment Weekly confirmed that Jones will indeed serve as a contributor to NBC's regular coverage of the event. The Olympic live tweeting marked the return to Twitter for Jones, who took a break from the social media site after she became the target of a hate campaign surrounding her role in Ghostbusters. Several users were permanently banned from Twitter after the incident included noted conservative commentator Mila Kunis. Actress Mila Kunis refused to raise, spoil, or entitle children. The 32-year-old actress revealed in an interview with the Kyle and Jackie O show this week that she and husband Ashton Kutcher intend to raise their kids without the trappings of celebrity. Kunis said, "It's so important because we came from pretty solid poverty backgrounds and grew up very poor and are very much self-made and are very aware of what a dollar is worth. Nothing has been handed." She explained, "It's a matter of teaching them from a very early age that mommy and daddy may have a dollar, but you're poor. You're nothing. You're not rich, you're very poor, you have nothing, mommy and daddy have a bank account." Kunis and Kutcher welcomed their first child, daughter Wyatt, in 2014 and married in a quiet ceremony the next year. The couple confirmed in June that the actress is pregnant with their second child. Kunis has recalled in the August issue of Glamour, "My parents went through hell and back. They came to America from the Ukraine with suitcases and a family of 7 and $250 and that's it. Ultimately, my dad owns cabs and my mom worked her way up to manager of a Rite Aid. But growing Growing up poor, I never missed out on anything. My parents did a beautiful job of not making me feel like I was lesser than any of the kids. Kunis last starred in the comedy Bad Moms and will next appear in Jackpot with Bryan Cranston. Kutcher is slated for the James Franco adaptation of the William Gay novel The Long Home. Jennifer Lopez has signed on to star as drug lord Griselda Blanco in an upcoming HBO television film. According to Variety, Lopez will also be executive producing the Untitled project along with her studio, Nuyorican Productions. No other casting has been announced. The film focuses on the true story of Blanco, a notorious Colombian drug lord known as the cocaine godmother, who revolutionized the United States drug trade throughout the 70s and 80s. Blanco was killed in Colombia in September of 2012 and was the subject of a drug documentary, Cocaine Cowboys, in 2006. Lopez said in a statement, "I've been fascinated by the life of this corrupt and complicated woman for years. The idea of teaming with HBO felt like the perfect fit for finally bringing Griselda's story to life." Green Day released their new song Bang Bang off their upcoming album Revolution Radio, their first since 2012's trio of albums Uno, Dos, Tres. While Revolution Radio isn't as political as 2004's American Idiot, the first single Bang Bang confronts mass shootings and society obsession with all things celebrity. Lead singer Billy Joe Armstrong told Rolling Stone magazine, "It's about the culture of mass shooting that happens in America mixed with narcissistic social media. There's this sort of rage happening, but it's also now being filmed, and we all have ourselves under surveillance. To me, that is so twisted." The song, with lyrics like "I'm sweating bullets like a modern-day Romeo," and "Daddy's little psycho and mommy's little soldier," is from the perspective of a shooter. Armstrong said, "To get into the brain of someone like that was freaky. It freaked me out. After I wrote it, all I wanted to do was get that out of my brain because I was just freaked out." He also added, "It's just sort of meant to also reflect the culture a little bit with sounding pretentious." It's not all dark and cynicism for Armstrong, though. In spite of the topics he feels compelled to write about, he says he's still hopeful for the future. He says, "I feel optimistic, honestly. Look at the other things and movements that are happening. I think Bernie Sanders broke new ground, not just as a protest candidate, but he broke into the inside of Washington. I think that's getting these young voters to start voting and down balloting and running for office in their own towns. I think that's the next 10 years is going to be a big game changer." Revolution Radio is set to be released on October 7th, and the band is gearing up for a world tour. Armstrong said, "Everything is cool. It's a great time to be able to go on tour for a record to feel like this." Rihanna will be the recipient of the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards. The singer announced on Twitter that she will be accepting the honors at the awards show in New York City on August 28th. Rihanna wrote, "Honored to take the #VMAs stage as your video #Vanguard Award recipient live from New York City on August 28th. The network announced that Rihanna will also perform at the awards show in addition to accepting the highest honor. MTV wrote, "The VMAs are coming up fast, and MTV has already decided to bestow one honor on an incredibly deserving artist. Rihanna will be the recipient of the 2016 Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, joining Michael Jackson, Madonna, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Kanye West, and Beyonce on the long list of honorees. She'll also perform at this year's ceremony at Madison Square Garden." Rihanna was also nominated for 4 other awards at the ceremony for her song Work, featuring Drake, and her vocals on Calvin Harris' This Is What You Came For. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1964, the British author and journalist Ian Fleming, creator of James Bond, the world's most famous fictional spy, dies of a heart attack at the age of 56 in Kent, England. Fleming's series of novels about the debonair agent 007, based in part on their dashing author's real-life experiences, spawned one of the most lucrative film franchises in history. Ian Fleming was born into a well-to-do family in London on May 29, 1908. As an adult, he worked as a foreign correspondent, a stockbroker, and a personal assistant to Britain's Director of Naval Intelligence during World War II, experiences that would all prove fodder for his Bond novels. The first Bond book, Casino Royale, was published in 1952. In all, Fleming wrote 12 novels and 2 short story collections about Agent 007, which together sold more than 18 million copies. According to the New York Times, Bond himself, Fleming said, was a compound of all the secret agents and commandos I met during the war, but his taste in blondes, martini shaken not stir, expensively tailored suits, scrambled eggs, short-sleeved shirts, and Rolex watches were all Fleming's own. But not all the comparisons were ones the author liked to encourage. Bond, he said, had more guts than I have, as well as being more handsome. The first Bond movie, Dr. No, was released in 1962. It starred the Scottish actor Sean Connery in the title role. Connery played Bond in 6 films altogether. From Russia with Love in 1963 and Goldfinger in 1964 were the only ones made during Fleming's lifetime. Since that time, 5 other actors, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig have played the super spy in some 24 films for Eon Productions. Fleming, who did much of his writing at his Jamaica home, Golden Eye, also penned a children's book, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and worked several works of non-fiction. Following Fleming's death, a string of other authors were commissioned to write Bond novels. Also on this date in 2014, actress Lauren Bacall, who shot to fame when her debut film 1944's To Have or Have Not, in which she appeared opposite Humphrey Bogart, with whom she would have a legendary romance, dies at her New York City home at the age of 89. In a career that spanned nearly 70 years, the smoky-voiced Bacall made more than 40 films, including The Big Sleep in 1946, How to Marry a Millionaire in 1953, and The Mirror Has Two Faces in 1996. Born Betty Joan Persky on September 16, 1924, in the Bronx, New York, she began using the last name Bacall, part of her mother's maiden name, after her parents' divorce when she was young. While breaking into acting, she added a second L to her last name, and Howard Hawks, who directed Bacall's big screen debut, dubbed her Lauren. After graduating from high school in Manhattan in 1940, she studied acting but quit after a year because she could no longer afford the tuition. She went on to work as an usher in Broadway theaters and also started modeling. Her cover photo for Harper's Bazaar magazine eventually came to the attention of Hawks, who cast her in his wartime drama To Have and Have Not. During the making of the film, in which Bacall famously utters the lines, "You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow." She and the then-married Bogart, who was more than twice her age and already the star of such films as The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca, began an affair. Married in 1945, Bogart and Bacall became one of Hollywood's most iconic couples, made 3 more films together, The Big Sleep, Dark Passage, both in 1947, and Key Largo in 1948. Bacall appeared in such movies as Young Man with the Horn in 1950 with Kirk Douglas, How to Marry a Millionaire with Marilyn Monroe and Betty Grable, and Designing Women with Gregory Peck. Her marriage to Bogart, which produced 2 children, ended when the actor died of cancer in 1957 at the age of 57. After a brief romance with Frank Sinatra, Bacall wed actor Jason Robards in 1961. The pair, who had a son together, divorced in 1969. Among Bacall's other screen credits are Harper in 1966 with Paul Newman, Murder on the Orient Express in 1974, Misery in 1990, and The Mirror Has Two Faces with Barbra Streisand. For her role in the latter film, Bacall earned her lone Academy Award nomination in the Best Supporting Actress category. In 2009, she received an honorary Oscar. Bacall also appeared in a number of theatrical productions and won Best Actress Tony Awards for 1970's Applause and 1981 Woman of the Year. Despite her achievements, Bacall realized the public likely will always associate her with Bogart. As she said in a 1999 Newsday interview, "I'll never get away from him. I accept that. He was the emotional love of my life, but I think I've accomplished quite a bit on my own." And that is your entertainment report for Friday, August 12, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.